Hey everyone, it's Nico with Legacy Realty, your neighborhood realtor and real estate advisor. And I hope you're all having a great week. Today's Tuesday, which means today is Tips Tuesday. If you have never seen these videos before, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch these videos. And I also want to say for those who have watched these videos before, thank you for taking the time to watch this video again. And the reason why I do these videos, the reason why I do what I do is to teach, train, and to educate you guys about what it means to be a buyer, a seller, a real estate investor, or even a homeowner in today's market. See, the reason why I like to do these videos is because I want you guys to actually feel educated, to actually feel like you know what you're kind of getting into, or to just give you information. So that way you're not getting into this market and you're just surrounded by all these overwhelming things, that you have an idea of what it looks like to be one of those things that I just mentioned, a buyer or a seller. And so today I want to talk about, and also one more thing, the reason why I do what I do is to make a difference, obviously to teach and educate, but to also make a difference in the lives of others through real estate. So today what I want to talk about is I've been hearing this phrase that people have been saying to me and that we've kind of been talking about as realtors with one another, is the market cooling off. If you don't have to be a real estate agent to understand how crazy this Denver metro market is, how scorching hot it has been, how you probably hear the stories of, people saying they bought their home and paid $80,000 over, or they sold their home and got $100,000 over. So you don't have to be a real estate agent to understand that this market is crazy hot right now, and we are kind of seeing a little bit of a cool off. And it's just something I've been hearing, and I want to talk about it. So I want to talk about the current state of our market. Earlier this year, we saw just how crazy hot the market continued to be, and this was partly due to there actually being less homes on the market than last year. So one stat that I continue to remember and talk about is that in going into January of 2020, we had about 14,000 active homes in the Denver metro market, just going into that month. And that last year we saw record-breaking just numbers in real estate. We saw record-breaking low in months in inventory of homes being listed, and this year it's been even crazier. We went into January of 2022 with 4,000 active homes in the Denver metro market, so way less than the previous year, and this first half of the year has been crazy. It's been absolutely insane. So we are kind of starting to see a little bit of a cool off in that we actually have a little bit of a rise in inventory and houses being listed on the market in active homes. And so even though it's going from, it might go from like 3,000 to 4,000, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's still really low. Even any increase from close to zero is a dramatic increase, and that's good. But it's nowhere near where it would need to be. Some people are saying, oh, we're getting closer to a neutral market, or maybe things will be better, but we're still lower in inventory than we were last year. So even though we have more inventory, it's not going to be, it's not going to be close to even where we were last year. We still need more homes on the market. And what else is the other thing that's actually helping this kind of cool down is the rise in interest rates. So one thing we saw last year was that interest rates were incredibly low, the lowest they have ever been, probably in the Denver metro market. And we saw them at 2%. Like around 2% last year, around 3%. And this year we're seeing them go up again to over 5 in the 6s. And we're seeing pre-COVID interest rates. That was what the interest rates were. And that's still historically low compared to the national average. So as interest rates rise, what that means is that buyers have less buying power. They're being priced out, and some are actually disqualified from obtaining a loan, getting pre-approved for a loan just because of rising interest rates. And so we will actually see that rising interest rates, if you can hold on for buyers, that might actually be a friend. It'll create less competition for you. And so, again, what we're seeing is that as it's cooling off and giving some semblance of a normal market, not a normal market, but it's giving some resemblance of it, instead of homes sitting on the market for 2 to 3 days going $80,000 over, we are seeing some homes actually starting to drop in prices a little bit, and we're actually seeing some homes sit on the market for 2 to 3 weeks. And so what does this all mean then for buyers and sellers? So for buyers, this means that your chances are obviously a little bit better getting into a home, especially if you're not affected by the rising interest rates, and you can still get into a home. So again, interest rates give you less buying power the more they rise, and it will affect your debt to income ratio if you buy a home. You know, the lower the interest rate, the lower your monthly mortgage payment is. And so also every showing counts. And I want to say still expect to pay a premium, especially since we're in the summer, we're in seller season. You still probably will have to pay over asking price. But this doesn't mean you might actually have less competition. So the most important thing is to strategize with your agent if you're buying, and every showing counts. So also, if you're a seller, if you're selling in this market, make sure to price your home right, and expect for it to maybe sit for a couple of weeks. You never know. It might actually still go for a few days and go $100,000 over. But as we, in a normal aggressive sellers market, in the Denver metro market, I know we can't even remember that, but on average, your home would sit on the market for 2 months. And so as we kind of get back and inch forward towards a normal market, we have to continuously readjust our expectations of what is reality. So those are that's what I wanted to talk about. Is this market cooling off? I hope this was helpful to you guys. And if you have any questions, please reach out. I would love to chat with you. I'd love to talk with you. And I would love just to get coffee, even if it's just hanging out. So until next week, I will see you all later. Have a great week.